All right, let's get started. This is one of the stones that I just pulled out of the tumbler the other day. I picked that rock up and saw the potential in it, brought it back home, and what we're going to do is make a line around the perimeter here. If I can do it without moving it too much. Okay. We are doing the tree of life, and I'm going to keep that just in the center here, right? We're going to have some bale wires that come up about right here. Now, I'm basically going to take some 18 gauge gold or 16 gauge gold, and I'm going to make a frame that fits that using your pliers without scratching it up. Let's do that. I'll be back. All right, so these are the pliers I'm using today. Right here, some cutters, straighteners, angled, right? I have made that frame to fit the inside diameter, okay? Now we're gonna put this in the vise and we're gonna run the bale up and secure it. All right, I got my vise set up, but inside the vise we got this here. This is gonna be a bracelet that Jesse already started working on. It needs to be straightened up a little bit, but yeah. Look at that, it looks real cool. Well, let's get right into this. Okay, we're gonna take our cage and stick it right down here in the vise, just below, keeping the extensions tight down there by my finger, okay? And what we're gonna do is get it started, right? And we'll do some bands and then bring it right back up. Now I got about 2 feet of this 24 gauge gold color. And we're just gonna start, I'm gonna bring this down in here in the center, right? Bring it all the way down and just start wrapping it. I'm gonna wrap that down backwards. And I'm just gonna start bringing it around tight. Just wrapping it and wrapping it. Okay, once you get so far, you want to make sure that these aren't turning and you want to push them down into place. I'm just using my finger, but I do have a dart tip that I use. But you can see, we're just going to wrap this up, pull them down into place. You can just use your finger. You can see how quick this works. Keep straightening them out. Pull it into place. And you can see it's starting to look really good. Straighten them back out. And if you wanted to put a little clip up here at the top, you probably could. Not necessarily needed, but right there you can see they're separated. Let's pull them right back down into place, right? And you can see I'm just winding it around, keeping them in place. We're gonna pull them down into place, just like so, and continue. Okay. And at some point in time, you can use these to just set them in place a little better, and they will give you a nice look right there. You see that? I'll get you close up here in a few. Keep wrapping it around, turn it back, pull them down, and we only need really an inch and a half tops for the bail. It doesn't need to be huge, but it may need to be big enough to slide a bead through. It all depends on what you're going to do. We got a good inch there. We'll do a little bit more and then we'll tie it off. I just pull it down through the center right there and pull it through, and that'll keep it tight on there. But now what we're going to do is pull it out of the vise, because we're done with the vise. We're going to slide these down into place. Just like so. And your bail's pretty much done. I mean, you're going to have some straightening up to do. Just a little bit. But yeah, let me get this out of the way. Get set up for the limbs and the branches. Okay, so to dead end this wire, we're going to pull it around one last time. One last time here. And send it right back through itself. Oh, sorry. As you can see, I got it pulled through itself. Grab it, and we'll just pull it down tight. That should not go anywhere. Should be able to keep it hidden back there inside the bail. Clamp it down. Now what we're going to do, is I'm just going to use my fingers. I mean, you can use some bail pliers or whatever, but you're just going to bend it back on itself. I'm going to go ahead and cut these wires off about right here so we can turn them onto the cage. Okay? If I can get them to clip here. Okay, from right there, I'm going to clip this end off because it's already locked into place on the back side. Okay, at this point, we're going to push it up into there, and then each one of these is going to wrap around each side of the cage. This one to that, this one to this side, this one to this side. Okay? Grab it with your pliers. It's morning time. Cats are going out. Daughter's getting ready for school. And the goal is to actually have that on the back side, right? So this one, do this one now. Sorry about that. Now, thing is, you gotta put it back in shape, because you will knock them out of shape a little bit. Well, that came off. All right, so that's locked into place. All right, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut the pieces that we're gonna use for the branches and the trees, and I'll be back. All right, so we're gonna start making the roots down here, and it turns into the tree and then the branches. And I got 6 wires cut. I mean, you can make them 4, whatever, however many you want. 6 seems to be a good number going across the bottom. I mean, you can, like I said, you can make as many as you want. I'm just going to take one. I'm going to show you how to put it on, and then I'll put all of them on at one time. So what I do is I'll put a little bend right here at the end, like this. Now, when you're doing these, you want to go over the top instead of under. And then you're going to just wrap this over, and you're going to get about 3 or 4 wraps. And I'm going to do this one on the outside, and then slide it all the way up and around. So you're going to get, oh, it just went in the finger. About 3 or 4 turns, you're going to get it all the way down. You're going to keep that barb on the backside. Right? And then you're going to pull them together. Just like so. Right? Now we're going to pull this all the way up to the side, and then put all the rest of them on just like that. Okay? And I'll meet you back. All right. So I have put these windings in a way that they keep the wires separate. You see that? Okay? So we're going to lay it down. I'm going to spread them out just a little bit. I haven't done one of these in a while. We're going to put our rock just about in that center right there, right? And then we're going to pull them up over the rock and pull them into place. And you know what? I might come down here and let's just go ahead and bend them in place. And then we'll start doing the roots. At least get it close. Okay, so the reason why I went over the top of the frame was to keep these wires as close to the rock as you could in the bottom, like so. So that's how it's going to look, right? Well, we're going to pull these over, and I'm going to pull the rock out. What we're going to do is we're going to take these first 2 here, and I'm going to put a little, gap them a little, and keep them gapped with your fingers. I am going to put a twist in here, if I can get it to work right. And I'm just using my fingers. You can use your pliers, right? Just a couple quick wraps. And I'm going to do these 2 over here, keeping them separated. About the same right there at the bend. You don't want to be before the bend because you want them to be on top of the rock. Oop, and get that one out of there. Almost started twisting up in there. And yeah, you can bring your pliers in. Be careful with the wire because you're going to scratch it or whatever because it is brittle. Okay, I'm going to bring these last two up. You can kind of fold these out of the way. And you can do this any way you want. I'm keeping them apart with my finger, right? Pinching the gap and then twisting just about where I think it needs to be. Right like so. Okay? Then we're going to set that rock back in there. Get an idea. About where these roots are coming in. And it looks like this one needs to be separated out a little bit more. And they're all going to come in like this together, and then you're going to keep them separated. Keep them separated and still put the twist. You see that? I'm keeping them separated. Put that twist on there. Get it going, right? And slide your rock back down in place. And whoop, this is slick, I have to say. I'm going to pull these out around here a little bit further and open them up. Because we want kind of a basket to form for that rock to sit in. Kind of like so. And I am going to wind these up a little more using my pliers here. Let's try that. Spread them back out. All right. I had to plug the charger in. Looked like I was getting ready to die. So I'm basically moving these around to form the cage that this sits in here. Trying to get this to work itself over here a little more, which I might not have enough. We'll see what happens. It's so slick. Slick, slick. Ugh. It is not giving me what I want. But that's all right. We'll keep working it. I want the tree, the main part of the tree to come up. But this has still got to cage out so where it'll sit down inside there. Maybe I should be wearing some neoprene gloves or something. Looks like that one's got to turn a little bit. But yeah, that's the object right there. A little bit further out here, spread those roots out. Okay, from here, now I'm pushing down on the bale, forcing it into there. Because basically what we're going to do is just take these top ends. We're going to take this one over here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn this one more time. And we're going to separate these out. Right, just kind of like so. Hopefully you can see what's going on there. Then we're going to take, let's just go ahead and take these two right here. And I'm going to put a couple twists on it right there at the base of the branch. We'll go ahead and use a pliers to get it right up in there, right? And we're going to bring these over. I want to bring that tree back into the center here. Back into the center. And let's see, we'll go ahead and take these two. And I'm going to twist these two together just a little bit. Bring them over. I'm going to go ahead and lock this one into place, right? I'm just taking it under the cage in the back and pulling it through and pulling it over. That's it. Move that back into square, right? And then we're going to take this other one here, kind of lock it into place just by pushing it through the cage in the back, grabbing it and pulling it through. Sorry if you didn't see that. Okay, well, you know what? I didn't twist that, so let me pull it back out. And I'm going to twist it with this one over here. Right? Then we'll go ahead and lock it into place. We're going up underneath there. I got my little buddy here trying to get up in the shot.
I knew he was going to do that.
Yeah, he's just right out of camera here. Oh, sorry. Let me get this back into place here.
Don't be surprised if he tries to lay all over your stuff.
Yeah. And with that, you lock it into place. Kind of like that. Then it's just a matter of locking them all, go underneath, grab it, pull it through, and something like that. Grab it underneath the cage, pull it through, and pull it back, lock it in. So at this point, you're just doing what you did to put them on in reverse. In reverse. So Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start. And you can see this is pretty much done. I'll move these around to a point where I like them. Then once I turn this over and I start locking these into place, it's all over. So I'm going to show you one and then I'm going to do the rest behind the camera. I'm just going to clip it off again, 1/4 inch or so past. And then we're just going to start wrapping that in there. I'm going to put a bend on it so I can go take it underneath. If I can grab it with these pliers, I can't hardly grab it here. And maybe I should have used, there's different ways you can get that wire to go through there. I probably shouldn't have cut it off so tight. What you doing, buddy? You can see his paw. Woo! Okay, so you're going to tighten it up a little bit. And this really is what locks it into place, okay? You get them to about where you want to go with them. And then lock them in. All right? I am going to go ahead and clip these and attach them from the back side. Let's go ahead and take this one. I'm going to take it as it is longer, since it's easier to grab. And we'll just cut it off the back side when we're ready. And I'll go ahead and show you this one here, and then we'll come back, because this is basically done. And other than some aesthetic, you know, the way you're wanting it to look,
It's a shame we can't listen to
yeah.
music at the same time.
Huh?
It's a shame we can't listen to music at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you could. It just has to be
Do what someone does.
free music.
I don't own any rights to this music.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either. All right. And you can see it starts taking shape. All right. I'm actually going to move this one over to where it separates in the center there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lock them into place, and I'll be back. All right, so it's basically locked in place. Okay. You can tighten these up just by turning on these. Okay. Flip it over, and you want to give this thing some flair. So you're going to take your pliers, just barely pinch it, and turn it a little bit. You see, this one has to be turned to tighten it up. Right? That has to be tightened a little bit. So yeah, you're going to go around here and bend these wires to a point. I got to push that back into place a little bit here. To give the tree more of a tree look. And I am going to go back through here and tighten these up a little bit. But that's the gist of it. Got your bail, everything's tied off around the back. You can even loop this, wrap that whole frame around there. But yeah, that looks great. Nice. That's it. That is it. Hope you enjoyed that video. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And you all have a great day.